Good morning, Insane Rhetoric. Good morning. Good morning. What's happening? What's going on? You know what it is. You are listening to Insane Rhetoric, and we are out here doing our thug thizzle. What's good? What's happening? What's up, sister? How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How you doing? Good morning, y'all.
Man,
Oh,
it's
okay. Yep.
it's crazy in the neighborhood. It's crazy, crazy. So what's popping off for the day? What's
I,
going on?
I don't know.
Jamaica, you don't know.
I I don't know.
Why you
Okay,
don't know?
so y'all. Okay. Uh,
What?
okay. Y'all know I'm. Okay. Y'all know I'm getting ready to say something silly.
You silly.
Oh, oh my. Okay. So let me just say this, y'all. The struggle is real. It- okay, so it's not really a struggle for me, but but okay. So so listen to this. Okay, so I I don't really like Valentine's Day.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so, okay, people don't get upset with me. I don't really just go for Valentine's Day like that.
Okay.
Okay, so because I got mixed emotions about the guy that they made the saint for the Valentine. Like I struggle with that, but that's another show. So all this week I've been having to deal with trying to get stuff done. And, it was Valentine's Day. People was preparing for Valentine's Day and I couldn't, like, okay, I couldn't get nothing done because it was crowded because it was Valentine's Day this weekend. I didn't know it was Valentine's Day this weekend.
How you not
Okay.
know it was Valentine's Day this weekend?
I did not, I ain't know because I'm cut for Valentine's Day like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, y'all. So listen to this. So it's a long story, but I'm not gonna tell a long story. I know y'all. I know y'all like. Okay, good. She's not gonna tell a long story. Okay, look. So it's somebody's birthday this month that I know.
Right.
Okay, well, so I had. It's a long story, but I had planned to take them for their birthday yesterday. No, it's not the day of their birthday, but like putting together schedules and all that kind of stuff, right?
You just
So I
yeah.
had planned to take them for their birthday on yesterday evening. Okay,
Train wreck, huh?
yeah. But when I planned it, I didn't know it was Valentine weekend. Cause then I would have planned it for some other time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't want it to look like a date.
I yeah.
You didn't want it to look like a date. Yeah. See, that's an inside joke, y'all, between me and my co-host.
Yeah, we can. That's because he know what I'm talking about. But okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but listen, so things went down
Mm-hmm.
that required me to cancel the
Uh-huh.
outing.
Gotcha.
Tell me why. So, y'all, okay, let me tell y'all something about me. So, my petty don't always look petty. Okay. So, what I did
Wait a
yesterday,
minute. Wait a minute. Ain't petty petty.
petty is petty, but it don't always appear petty. Okay. Okay, so listen, y'all, let me show. So it's some stuff I'm not telling y'all. Okay, okay. But so yesterday I was out shopping. I wasn't really worried about it, but I was like, let me try something. So I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I be like, I wonder what response I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna get this response. Let's see.
That's some tomfoolery right there. That's some tomfoolery.
Well, I studied a human character that way. So listen. So y'all, okay. So uh, so I text the person and I said, "What you doing?" Because either uh, it's a long story, but they could have answered, "Hey, nothing. You come on, let's go and do what we was gonna do."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or they could have not answered. This is kind of par for the course for this person to not answer.
Right.
Okay. So it took them a while to answer. I wasn't worried about it. I was shopping. But then when they answered, they said working and then sent me a shot of them working, like what they was doing.
Then they wasn't working. They was taking pictures.
But listen, so how would if you had a client scheduled for that day, how was you supposed to be going with me on an outing?
You wouldn't.
Is it okay? This is why we friends, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we friends, because I'm just gonna say this. People, don't waste people's time. And especially when people tell you don't waste my time. And y'all, I done laughed so hard. I got tears in my eyes. Y'all can't see them behind my glasses, but I feel them, and I'm like trying not to reach up to my eye and wipe the tear from my eye because I've been laughing so hard.
You see, that's the problem though. Like a lot of people have a problem with being direct, and then the people who are direct, other people have a problem with them being direct. It's just
I'm just
freaking
like,
crazy.
okay, y'all
It's
got
like,
okay, listen, y'all. I done laughed so hard for real. Listen, I done laughed so hard. Okay, now that's better. Y'all know, listen, did that
that's
make
right.
sense?
Nah, they're not really. But like I said, people they don't know how to just like articulate what they want to say to people, you know what I'm saying? Especially some guys, they don't do well in conversations sometimes unless
But
they
listen, y'all, okay, so listen, everybody. What we had planned, it wasn't a big deal. Like, I mean, it wasn't like a whole big event. It was like something really, really like just laid back, friend zone, kind of like,
just kicking the status.
yeah, chill.
A small date.
It was not a date.
It's just gonna be a small date. So you got to go back and rewind a little bit. So apparently you your intentions was not to be petty for this man's birthday for a particular reason
Yeah,
from jump off,
yeah,
but we know that he must have did something wrong, like maybe missed your birthday or didn't give you a call or something on your
yeah, yeah.
birthday
I'm back to that. We
for
talked about that. We talked about
right.
that.
So
I'm back to
now
that. You'd have missed my
so
birthday. Y'all remember that episode?
right.
Okay.
So now what you got is you got a person that's actually missed your birthday. Now you're trying to show them how to celebrate their birthday so they can have the notion to actually do the same for you the next time it comes around.
Yeah,
But he didn't even catch on to that. So
yeah.
now you just taking him out to be petty. Sounds
But
good to
look,
me.
but see, ladies. Okay, so I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. Okay, the kind of stuff. Okay, it's a long history between me and this person. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all. This person told me whenever you get upset with me, you come up MIA. Okay, that would be a true statement. But listen, y'all, don't y'all think I deserve to go MIA with that kind of behavior? I don't know. Put your questions while you subscribing on the subscribe button over there. Just subscribe and then put your comments down there. I'm waiting for comments today because that, yeah, that someone right there. What y'all think? Push the subscribe button. I'm gonna wipe my nose. Y'all know I be cold in the morning. Okay. Push the subscribe button. Y'all. Okay, what we gonna talk about today, co-host?
Sure.
What?
You know what it is.
Hey, y'all, guess what? We got a guest today.
Oh.
Hey, y'all, we got a guest today live. Y'all want to meet him? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? We get ready to bring on a guest. Look, I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. This guest right here, y'all gonna like this guest. Y'all put y'all comments down.
Now, please tell me why am I gonna like this guest?
Well,
as you know,
I really think this guest is gonna be very entertaining.
I really don't like a whole lot of people. So
it's gonna be entertaining though.
Oh, okay. I'm
for real, it's gonna be entertaining. Y'all gonna like it. Y'all ready?
Okay, so
okay, well, so we bringing in our guest. Listen, our guest goes by the name of Red Dragon the Poet.
Wait a minute. Red Dragon.
Yeah.
I got some new windows about this already. He knows about this already. All right. Today's poet is sponsored by Starbucks.
Yeah.
Drink Starbucks coffee. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, y'all, here's mine. Personalization mall.
Hey.
Made my mug.
Like that.
Listen, y'all. You know what? I like y'all. I need to tell y'all that I like y'all. Cause one of our viewers sent me that.
Yeah.
I like y'all.
Shout out to Ohio man.
Listen, y'all. I like y'all. Y'all go hey y'all can go send us some more stuff. We like shameless plugs.
Hey, we'll put y'all in if y'all ready to send.
We put y'all in, man. But listen, we're gonna bring in our guest, okay?
All right, true that. Let's get it.
We gonna,
so this is the Red Dragon.
The Red Dragon, the poet. You gotta say it all. If you don't say it all, you get corrected.
Oh, so it's like a Tribe Called Quest. You just can't pick one part of
it. You gotta say the whole thing.
Oh, okay. The Red Dragon, the poet.
No, it's not the Red Dragon, the poet.
What is it?
It's Red Dragon, the poet.
Okay, Red Dragon, the poet.
But listen, y'all, it's gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna let the poet tell y'all. Okay, I'm bringing them in. Listen, y'all, they come. Y'all welcome Red Dragon, the poet, to Insane Rhetoric. We got Red Dragon, the poet, coming on in. Look, I guess I don't know if they ready though. They might not be ready. They might be still in hair and makeup.
They better get ready.
I don't know.
They better
Red
come
Dragon
on.
The poet must be in hair and makeup.
They better come on. So
well, while they in hair and makeup, Listen, while Red Dragon the poet is in hair and makeup,
I'm here, y'all. Can you hear me?
we waiting on Red Dragon the poet to get out of hair and makeup.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you see me?
So, yeah, I see you.
Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? This Red Dragon the poet coming at y'all from STL early.
Where the hell is that at?
What's STL?
Well, it's in Missouri. It's in Duluth. Okay.
Oh, you mean the state of misery? That's the state of misery.
I'm sorry. I'm giving my airplane codes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
For those of y'all that's too early to decipher that is St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh,
Didn't I tell y'all was gonna like her?
St. Louis. Some people pronounce it misery, Missouri.
Well, that depends on who you ask, because it is some miserable folk up in here.
Well, that's some miserable folk anywhere. So I mean,
there you go. So, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm all right. I got my coffee.
You got your coffee. Hey, y'all, yes. She said she don't get up early in the morning.
I am not a morning person.
It's a struggle.
It's the struggle is real.
Power to the people.
Power to y'all that can get up and do this on the daily, because I'm not one of them.
So what you got for us today? I heard you got a powerful piece of poetry you got going on. You gonna recite it for us today?
I am. It is called.
Wait a minute. Hold on. First of all, how long have you been a poet?
Actually, I have been a poet all my life.
All your life?
I am from a family of very gifted individuals. And that includes very talented writers, musicians, poets.
Gotcha.
I started writing in, let's say, middle school, high school, just to kind of express myself. Mm-hmm. And my mom happened upon it, and I learned a lot that it runs in the family. It was a little bit empowering, and I just kept going after that. And been doing it forever.
So how many places have you performed different pieces and different things of that nature?
Well, I have performed as an oratorical contestant, started out in church, got my church thing going on, writing little skits, plays,
everybody started in the church.
Everybody got
all the black people started in the church.
Got her started in the church.
All the black people started in the church.
That's how us black folks get noticed, in the church. That's the first stage we're given.
Technically, that's the only place white people will let you do something.
Okay, we ain't gonna go there, but yeah,
I don't know. I went to white churches. They let my children.
No,
I don't know.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying from the stage of slavery, the only place you could get educated would be in a black church, and because that's the time that you can have together and actually learn different things while you was coming up, because you wasn't allowed to go to no schools.
Oh, well, I think that's the place where not only were you allowed to do things, but you were encouraged and empowered to do it.
Yeah, well, to a certain extent, but yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, I agree.
Okay, but I'm just gonna tell the truth on myself, because my children went to white churches.
Shame on you. No.
Listen, I ain't got no problem with going to white churches. They get out on time.
and my children were allowed to do lots of stuff in the white churches, but it wasn't 1877 either. So
okay.
Listen, man, I remember growing up in church. You had to be there at 8:00 for breakfast, 9:00 Sunday school, 11:00 service, 2:00 you out, and 4:00 you go home, eat chicken, and then come back at 5:00.
Who said you were supposed to go home? You forgot. You supposed to go to their sister churches
I didn't go
little
there.
thing going on.
When I
And
got old
then
enough not to
over
go there, I
there,
did not
then
go.
you got to meet with the youth group after that on your way back to the
You
other
know,
church.
you
You
know,
hit up Church's Chicken and Popeyes,
that,
and then you go to the
that,
annex and eat. Then you
that's
have evening service.
Yeah, I
that,
feel so out of place.
like
Well,
you
I
used
don't
to
even
have,
know what they talking about. Hey, you
you used
insane
to,
rhetoric listeners, I don't even know what they talking
like you used
about.
to
Cause
have, you used to
what
have,
y'all
That's
do?
that's the itinerary
man,
of
listen,
Black Church
like,
Sunday.
My church, when I was growing up, my church was black. We didn't do all that.
man, shit, you had
Well,
was you had what's called HYPU.
okay.
What's
Man,
that?
Choir rehearsal,
like choir rehearsal, like it
Union
was crazy.
Usher Board
Listen,
meeting.
I'm a little bit upset that I didn't get paid for working this job half my life.
Oh yeah, okay. And don't get me started on being a Sunday school teacher, putting up with them neighborhood kids.
I'm just saying. So,
Working with the neighborhood kids in Sunday school.
Man, I
Okay, well,
threatened
half of them were
one.
white,
I
but
threatened one. We were doing this service sometimes during the summer. A lot of churches would have vacation Bible school
yeah, we
yeah,
had that
where
at the
you
white
would
church
have,
too.
the little kids in the community get
Yeah, but I
into.
like the little kids in the community when I
I
was
bet
Well,
you
teaching
got
some
Sunday
of
out of.
school.
I
our
bet
little
you got out
kids
on
was
time.
ignorant. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. Some of them was ignorant. And they passed their kids off to the church to exorcise them demons.
But
Okay.
when I was little, I was in a black church. We didn't do all that. We had vacation Bible school and all of that. I don't know all that stuff y'all talking about. I don't even know
Well,
what
I'm just
BYU
speaking
is.
from experience.
Yeah.
I was a teenager doing that for, I think, kids a little younger than me, and one of them had a real smart mouth. So I threatened to drag out in the parking lot. One of the older sisters was like, "Baby, baby, baby, you don't want them hands. You don't want her to lay hands on you. That's OG right there. You don't want to."
Okay.
After
I
that, they didn't invite me back to teach it. I taught
I
the babies. I didn't do the teenagers
feel
anymore.
slighted. I feel slighted. It's a whole piece of Americana, Black Americana that I miss.
Man, look,
I,
church is crazy. Especially
Yes,
I,
now.
wow. I
Yeah.
got some stories for you, but
I,
yeah, it's
I feel slighted. My mom and
and all
dad
in
did.
all, this all that's what makes and shapes our sense of humor too now, because it all got to start somewhere. And if you went to any Black church in the hood, you sat on the back row making fun of whoever caught the spirit, whoever was ill dressed, or whoever's testimony was over 5 minutes.
That
Nah,
we didn't do all
That's
of that
what
in
the
my
most
church. We just went
I
in and had
laugh.
hilarious
church and came
moments
out.
I
I
laughed at the
remember.
people. I was laughing at the people who was testifying, who kind of see now where stories start
Okay.
running into different
In
other stories. I
insane
was like,
rhetoric.
I
Look
think
what
that's
I'm
the
doing.
work of the
Yeah,
Look what
Lord.
I'm
telling on
doing while they
themselves.
talking. Insane rhetoric. Look what I'm
Yeah,
doing while they talking because I don't know nothing
testimony
about it.
is
Listen,
tea
look.
time. Testimony be tea time because that's exactly what be happening.
I don't know what they talking about. So I'm gonna take a
Listen,
sip of coffee.
when they got to doing too much, I went to the candy store. I didn't want to be bothered.
Yeah, we snuck out during testimony time because we knew we had about 5, 10,
What's
15,
testimony
20
time?
minutes to disappear.
When they be testing line, talking about
Yeah,
the goodness of
testifying
God, and
about
that
or
God wasn't in
testifying
half of that
about,
stuff that they was talking about.
yeah,
Oh,
or telling on themselves from being at the club the night before.
You know how it is.
no, I
Praise the
don't.
Lord, everybody.
We didn't do that in my church.
The Lord brought me out of the pink slip on last night, and I made it here. Thank the Lord that
We didn't
I
do all.
resisted the temptation. I was up in there laying hands on the ill and the lost.
Y'all, I might as well just sit here like I'm at a tennis match.
Girl,
Cause
we
I
got
don't know.
Deacon
Look,
Cletus up in there.
I have no
Folks.
clue what they're talking about. Insane rhetoric.
Everybody got a Deacon Cletus. Come on now.
We didn't
Come
have
on,
that.
Deacon Cletus up there on the front row, smelling like bourbon and coffee, talking
and
about
motor oil.
praise the Lord, sister. Praise the Lord. Have a bunch of keys
Wow.
and a
I
cooler
hope
full
Deacon
of
Cleve's
soda,
not a real
listen,
person.
and his
listen, check,
80s
check,
Reefer
check.
van.
So you're from St. Louis, right? You're from St. Louis initially. You've been doing poetry. So where did you go to school? Did you go to school?
Yeah, movement to school. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I did go to school. And to be honest, I am glad I went to county school, even though I do support our public school systems.
Oh, so you have a
I
negative connotation about Black public school.
I do. I really do. Based off my experience with my children, who one is mixed, one is African American, but they're both special needs.
One
So
is
my
mixed. Hold
experience,
on.
What's mixed?
Hold
Like a
on.
bag of nuts?
I'm sorry, biracial, white and
Oh.
black.
Oh,
So my experience with special education, that structure within the inner city school setting was not a very pleasant one, but because I am one of them parents, I was an advocate for my child, both of my children.
So
I
my
didn't have a
oldest
problem
was
with the public
most-
school system and the special education department. I didn't have.
probably
Well, I
because
was cuckoo though, but I was
probably
cuckoo,
because
but I didn't have problems.
probably because it was in a whole nother state. And
Right.
Texas, we all know, has one of the best school districts in America. They
what I
have
heard, yeah.
like the school districts in Texas are like wonderful. So a lot of the stuff that you experience in other states that is not geared toward education is it can be bad. Like I know for a fact in Missouri that some of the school systems in North St. Louis are actually closed down. One of the famous high schools there in St. Louis, Beaumont High School, only actually allows students from junior to senior year because Beaumont was known for so many problems, but it's one of the biggest schools known in the Missouri area. So is Soldan, and Sumner. Those are Sumner was one of the oldest public city schools in the city of St. Louis.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm just
history.
gonna insert this real. I'm gonna let you go and say what you gotta say, but I'm gonna go and insert this. Insert Rhetoric listeners. So y'all know I'm always talking about Texas and how Texas do stuff, but then I say I'm proud to be a Texan. So I'm just gonna insert that in right now. I'm proud to be a Texan. Texas, Texas. Okay, go ahead.
Listen.
They haven't heard me sing that in a while.
Listen, okay, I am a somewhat native of the Texan state of Texas too. I love Texas. Texas is, hey, it's the Lone Star State. They do what they want to do. I can't do nothing but respect that.
We got our bad points, but we don't want to teach social studies in school, but okay.
So all right, so like the next thing we wanted to just ask you, so like what are some of the venues in St. Louis that you have?
Yeah, where can we see you?
Because I am familiar with one. I am familiar with one particular venue in St. Louis, and I used to play for them years ago. The Legacy. I used to know all the musicians down there at the Legacy on Delmore. Shouts out to the Legacy. So have you ever played the Legacy?
No, actually, I have been at the Legacy Bar and Grill, which is also a very historical spot.
Yeah.
On Union and Delmore in that little strip mall area.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Cafe. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I performed there. I've been on a different podcast show, Tuesdays Up in Smoke. Shout out to them. Got my start there. To be honest, that's really it. I didn't coin the term, but another artist called me a closet poet. I have stage fright. So you can catch me on Instagram clowning, Clubhouse clowning, Facebook clowning. But to get out there is what I'm about to do.
So if you gonna follow what you say you love to do, you can't have stage fright. Then my thing is, why the hell you on our show?
You know what? Because this still gives me an opportunity to get my feet wet, get some practice, put my personality out there in the algorithms.
Okay, so like me and my co-host heard that you wrote a book. I had sent it to her. I don't know if she received
What
it
is it
yet,
called? Dragon Tales?
Dragon, oh my God.
A
Dragon
phase
Tales.
2 or phase 1? What's the name of it?
Dragon Songs.
Oh,
Dragon Songs. She
okay.
said Dragon
God plug
Tales.
but I know it's on Amazon, y'all. Y'all can
Hey,
get it. It's
listen,
about $15-$16.
listen.
No,
It used to
I
be a
think
little
it's like
cartoon called Dragon Tales. That's
$12.95.
why it's funny. You remember
Look,
the
let
show
me tell y'all
Dragon
about
Tales?
this book.
You know something about children gonna come out of my mouth. So
Yeah, please
I
don't
ain't mean no
mislead the
harm. I ain't
public.
mean no harm, Red
This
Dragon.
is
I'm
not
just
no
saying.
Dragon Tales. This is not for your kids, okay? And if you're trying to learn how to spell, then this book ain't for you either, okay?
Okay.
Look,
So
this was my very first self-published experience.
okay.
It was an interesting experience. Wasn't my vision, but the pieces are mine. They have significance, and they are part of a bigger story. Dragon Psalms is taken from a very first manuscript I've ever written, and it was called Psalms of a Woman. I love Shakespeare. I love wordplay. So psalms are actually songs. And me being a poet, play on words. Sometimes the best influence that we have to give people is through our pain and experience. So Dragon Psalms was just different pieces from different experiences. The book itself, the concept isn't mine, but the pieces are. The book is actually going to be redone and relaunched so that it could better reflect who Red Dragon the poet is.
I got a question. Okay,
Yes.
I want to know, did the dragon scratch your arm?
Man, my gangster ass cat, okay? I got my son a kitten to reward him and also, as an anxiety creature. But this kitten plays with Doberman pinchers and boxers and shit, puppies, and so when I went and never been around people, so she's really scary. Not at what, totally domestic 4-month-old kitten. So when I went to try to get her, this bitch like scratched me, bit me, okay, but I caught her ass, brought her home. She getting used to me. She liked me, but her name is Hinata. We named her after a ninja on Naruto.
I don't really care about
this
animals
gangster.
like that.
This cat's gay. I found out she be boxing with dogs. So
yeah. So all right. So what's this? You was talking about the book situation. So, and you saying it was your first publication, and how that you is a self-proclaimed edit and different things. Okay, that sounds cool. So let's get to the point of what poem were you going to talk to us about?
This poem is not in the book, but it is a reflection of empowerment. Okay, it is an empowerment piece called Pussy Power. But before we all get dirty, I am celebrating the Yoni, which is what I prefer to liken that term in regard to that. But it's positive, uplifting, soul-saving Yoni. Okay, that's what I like to prefer to call the pussy. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that and the power that it brings and how wonderful it is. So if you'll allow me, I can spit for you. Is it okay?
Is it okay with you?
Okay. Positive, uplifting, soul-saving Yoni power, or pussy. It's the incubator of life, The seed you plant deep within a secret, within the low-lying valley of my blessed nature, rests within the cradle of mankind. It births nations, dynasties, sibling rivalries. It's the threshold of the world, and it's just beyond the warmth of humanity. It contains a river of emotion, waves of stimulation, ectoplasmic cushion to lubricate your interest, entertain your desire, and naturally causes biometric fire. It's alchemic in its reproduction and calculated monthly reincarnation. It is for all the object of envy, stretching so wide just to birth a baby. A mystery to behold, a smell so unique, aphrodisiac, passion-filled fruit with such a creamy delight. It's the cause of war, of many a taboo nights. It's the object of desire, with each fold of skin woven so very tight. Pain reliever, stress release, testosterone tamer. Man, this box a blessing and a beast. So take your place, bury your face, speak in tongue to the pearl of the divine gates. It's so sacred and beautiful. It is a scientific wonder how the will of God can be contained in such a small space. It's a weapon of war, a tool of peace, magical, mystical, manifester of all divine healing. The power of the Yoni is to be respected, protected, celebrated. Yet shame and misogyny, overpowering envy, disrespect, self-neglect, and failure to maintain responsibly the power it holds has left us devoid of understanding. And therefore we defile the powerful, life-sustaining, soul-enhancing energy of Yoni. So take your power back, purge your trauma, steam your shit. And baby girl, don't you run from that big old dick. There's power, there's protein. There's life-sustaining blood flow intertwined with nerves and skin folds, and so much love rests within. So take refuge, take advantage, but don't you take none without asking, because the choice is mine to be tastefully nasty, positive, uplifting, soul-saving Yoni. Power! Get you some today. I'm Red Dragon the Poet, and that's that piece.
All right now. Okay. What?
Okay, well.
Okay.
That's
Powerful,
different.
uplifting, soul searching Yoni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with the word
Yeah,
Yoni?
how were you inspired by that?
Yoni is actually a term that is used to describe our womb. Mm-hmm. It is a sacred, life-giving, divine instrument.
Wait a minute. So now I believe in, I am a words person. So if I look up Yoni in the dictionary, is it in there?
Go ahead.
No, I'm asking you.
Yes.
Okay.
You will find it in the Urban Dictionary.
Oh, urban. No, there we go. There we go. Not Webster.
There
we go.
About no Yoni, baby. Webster,
okay.
no.
So
it's
an urban term. Okay.
There you go.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the furnace system. Remember we talked about the furnace?
I know what Yoni is. I wasn't lost on that, honey.
Listen, I was thinking about the musician. That's why I was like,
okay, see, Yoni, Mr. Yoni, we sorry he went there.
I'm like, well, okay.
You're not the same as that, Yoni. Y'all two different Yonis.
Yeah, yeah.
We sorry, Mr. Yoni, the musician. We love your music.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
Been loving it for years, Mr. Yanni, but you
right.
don't get all mad calling us because he compared you to the feminine Yanni.
Oh yes, the feminine. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, listen. Okay, I was aware of that term. I was aware of that term because, well, I'm woke like that.
Oh, what? Good for you.
So you got to know that term just to be woke. I'm woke on a whole bunch of things. I just didn't know that particular term.
Well,
nobody walks around and talks about Yoni.
But then you were clueless about the female parts. Okay.
Am I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
because you can okay, you ask any pimp. They are well versed with women, right? But when you get to their story,
wait a minute, stop. We get to talk about pimps today.
Man, if you want to talk about not being educated or woke,
today we talk about pimps and hoes today. Okay, go.
A pimp is the greatest place to start because when you get to the root of any pimp, female or male, the story is their roots or understanding of the opposite sex have been tainted. So no, they don't know much, but they know the basics, which is how to manipulate and how to spit game. And that's male or female. Okay, I'm not discriminating.
But see, that ain't.
Y'all notice I don't have to say
that's
nothing
not
today.
A pimp
I just
thing.
go sit here.
That's a human. That's not a pimp thing. That's a humanistic thing. People know how to understand different things and manipulate a lot of stuff.
When you say people thing, not everybody is gifted in gab, and the most skillful pimps, with the best freaking stables, okay, and the most diverse stables are the best game spitters. But see, everybody does not have that talent and that type of capability to manipulate somebody that way.
I disagree because you might not have the gift of gab, like you say, in certain things, but people use their other talents to do the same thing. They use what they know. Some people use the gift of gab. Some people use their pocket. You know what I'm saying? You understand, to play the game. And I got this bread, what's good? And that's all that needs to be said. So it doesn't have to be just the ability to speak. It can be whatever your talent is that you do well to pull what you need to pull.
Well, if that's the case, then everybody needs to be living ghetto fabulous and have 800 credit scores from their gift of gab. That's my point. Some of us have the ability to cancel out all emotion and zero in exactly on what they want. Just like you said, that ability to use their talent to manipulate whatever situation to gain something from it. There is a skill to that. There is a practice to that.
Hold on. Let me interject here just for a second.
Sure.
So it would be a true statement that people can tune out. Okay. So mothers tune out. There are certain things their children are saying or doing because they know the sounds. They know if the child is hurt, then that's when they can turn and focus. It would be correct. But so this again is yet another subject that I don't know a lot about. So I'm okay with us talking about it because I'm gonna learn just like I learned about the thoughts and everything else. And and the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and the beans and all of that. But listen, here we go with this. It's my observation that a pimp, since we're talking about pimps, would be tunnel visioned and focused because he or she is driven. Because we talked about some female pimps in season 1.
Right.
I think it wasn't London, it was Ireland actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some African women in Ireland. Okay. But listen, But I believe from my observation that tunnel vision is focused on two things. And that tunnel vision and that ability to manipulate to that level is based on two, maybe three things. One, it's money. This is how it's commerce. This is how I see I can make money, and I'm gonna make money. Two, much of that manipulation and that control comes from hurt that happened when they were children, and how they learn to compensate for that so that they would never be hurt anymore and they would be in control to make the money and the amount of money they want to make. Okay. Now, maybe a pimp ain't gonna tell me, oh, my mom, my daddy used to beat me. I come from a bad home. So no, maybe not. But many times that's the story. What's the man's name? Was the biggest pimp ever? What was his name? That finally stopped pimping.
Bishop.
Finally stopped pimping. It's a whole documentary on him. Okay, I watched that.
I know who you're talking about. He had his nails for Revlon. I know who you're talking
He
about.
wrote books and everything. Had recordings where he told about his pimping.
Yeah, he wrote a book. Yeah, I know.
And he finally told. At some point, he finally talked about all of the stuff that happened to him as a child. Okay. So I don't think it's correct that anyone who's being controlling and manipulating is going toward pimpdom. People who are controlling and manipulating are hurt people.
Right. I agree with you.
Who don't address that. And so many times on this show, seem like every show we talk about the relationship to behavior and mental health.
Right.
Right.
It all stems from trauma. It all stems from trauma. But that was my point. My emphasis was the fact that because they have that skill of manipulation, it does have a root because it kind of blurs the understanding of the opposite sex based off of, like you said, whatever happened as a child, whatever trauma took place to put them in the mindset as far as the opposite sex. So that was my emphasis on their tunnel vision and focus, being able to manipulate and have such a diverse harem or stable of individuals.
I don't believe that you can put that at the doorstep of just a pimp, because like my co-host said, it's all in how you were raised. I mean, you think about it like this: the majority of women in broken homes don't have a father figure there, so they're looking for something that they had that they were missing. They don't know what it is, but when you get out into the streets and then you start to bump into different guys, and one guy is taking care of you like more than ever, that you could never know, that's a form of love to a broken person who really doesn't understand love.
Well, Heidi Fleiss was a businesswoman.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Sometimes that game, again, I don't know a lot about this topic, but sometimes the game is about, I'm going through this hard time. I'm not making money. I fell into this because maybe the first time I did it, I just set this man up with this girl. And, my friend, we was at a bar and I said, hey, y'all talk to each other. And then I went on. Maybe he paid her and she came back and said, hey girl, he paid me? Here, because you did that little setup, here half.
Right. And that's how businesses are birthed, when it comes to things like that.
And I couldn't pay my bills, so I took that money.
And then when you go into it like that, you think about it, like you said, it comes down to the fact of the need. There's a need. When you have a need for something, you will do almost anything to fulfill that need, predicated on what the need is. And that
That
goes
just
back
further
into
emphasizes my
that
point.
that goes into the point I was saying about what we did last Saturday on Insane Rhetoric, where we was talking about the thought theory, the breakdown of what a thought is, or what a hoe is, and what a prostitute is. You know, when you look at it, like you say, it's e-commerce, it's all a corporation. It might be a small corporation, but corporation that makes money is a corporation. I don't care what you're doing with it.
But to take us back to the poem from today, I think if women really had a handle on just how much the Yoni is a power tool. And I'm not saying, okay, Insane Radio listeners, don't call me because I'm telling you, shut up. I ain't talking about a woman need to just be opening her legs, gapping her legs
Right.
open.
Thank you.
I'm saying that the anticipation of, if you're just dating. Listen, you could be in corporate America, and y'all can lie all you want to, okay? But corporate America too. Again, I be testing stuff, right? If you have that feminine swag, right? You can be vice president, this or that. And when you have that feminine swag, you get more attention than the woman over here who's just about business, just doing her thing, because she will get turned into all kinds of stuff that she may not be. Starting from bitch, hoe, lesbian, all kinds of stuff. But if you got that one that's got that female swag and she's about business too, she's more respected.
Well,
So that's what I'm saying. She's right. There is power in that, even down to the thought level. That's why that's why I was confused with the thought thing, because you got something that, here's this man sitting up in the studio or wherever he is, the basketball player, whoever he is, I don't know. They got the thought around him, because I never did figure that out. Y'all remember, I was still confused. But here he is. He got you. He wanna call you that. He wants you around him because you look a certain way. And all you can get out of it is a knockoff purse. I'm sorry.
I mean, but that goes into the level of thinking for that particular woman. You know what I'm saying?
It's your ambition, then.
And yeah, it's just like, if that's all you stretching for because you what you call hood rich, then
Right.
that's all you gonna get.
That's all you
But
striving for.
if you about somebody like I hate to use celebrities, but right now I'm going to use them, like the Kardashians. They done broke a lot of people.
But they don't even understand. I don't even think that they understand the powerful, what is it? Powerful what?
Yoni.
No. What's the U?
Oh, uplifting.
I don't think though that those women that we're talking about right now really understand the powerful, uplifting, soul searching Yanni.
Soul saving Yoni. Yeah.
I don't
I
think
They
don't think
don't,
that they
because
really.
they do have the audacity to complain about the stuff that's happening to them that they have done to other people,
but see,
using their whatever.
but see
You
that's
know,
So, but the
if you
person,
use your power for good, if you use your power for bad, my point is you are empowered if you realize you are the
right,
prize. Mentally,
right,
spiritually, physically, you
right.
are in tune and in alignment with what you want. And
Mhm.
you know that you ain't got to use your Yanni. You ain't
Exactly.
got to open it up. You ain't
but
That's the
got to
this
point.
sling
this
it like
That's
a
the point.
dime bag. You
That's the
ain't got
point.
to put it on.
I
You can
agree.
go put it on the pole. You can go drop it like it's hot. But you ain't got to open it up and give them what you got.
Right,
Okay?
I agree
That
with that.
is empowerment.
right.
But there are some of us that don't understand and feel that they got to go
Right.
all the way
The
Now,
to
empowerment
prove
comes
they
from
can
self. The
no.
they can
empowerment comes
handle
from
it,
self.
because
The,
we are in such a very masculine
Now,
environment,
I
society,
disagree.
and
I
world and
disagree with that. I
influence.
disagree because
Well, can I finish my point? I'm saying that because of that very strong masculine there, a lot of us feel we got to compete with that.
we
But
don't.
so that's when we misinterpret that. We're empowered knowing there ain't no competition. That's masculine. That's over there.
It's
I
who
don't
you
have to
are.
do
It's really
because
just
it's
about, hold on, let me interject. I'm gonna let you finish. It's just really about that poem, regardless of, using the PUSSY. Okay, it's about, it's simply about women understanding the empowerment they can have. And it doesn't mean that anyone else gave them that power. It means that they allow themselves to give themselves that power
right.
in
know
understanding
your worth.
that it's not about how I open my legs. It's about if I know what makes me tick. It's about if I know what makes me grow. It's about if I know what makes me move forward and not backwards. So so people don't like to talk about it, but I think it's really interesting. Again, me, people watching and people listening. I think it's really interesting that if you get into a one-on-one conversation with a man can tell you about himself, what's good about himself, what he likes, this, that, and the third, what he don't like. And he can also tell you quite vividly and graphically about his member, his genitalia, like what's great about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women are not encouraged to do the same. We're not encouraged to know our bodies in that way. We're not encouraged to touch our bodies in that way. That's taboo. You shouldn't be doing that. We're only supposed to be available for a man to touch us in that way and to tell us and dictate to us how we feel. So the point of the poem is saying, while we talking about the Yoni, it's about that empowerment to know all of yourself. And when you know all of yourself, then you are empowered to stand up on your own 2 feet and demand, ask for, say what it is that you want, what you need. And then and only then can you be in partnership with a man.
I say I agree with all that, but then I look at this specifics. A person can know what they want and what they like and still be empowered through with all the stuff that you have said. But then when it comes down to it, when you need something, that's still the route that you take because that's what you know.
Then they're
And
not empowered.
no, I can't say that they're not empowered, because if you make a conscious choice to do that, that's what you want to do. And that's not just but not being empowered. If you know all those things about yourself and you still choose to make that choice, that's just what you want to do. And some people know all that about themselves and they make that choice because guess what, at the end of the day they're trying to make that bread or whatever
Okay,
they're trying to accomplish,
so
or if they're
listen to this.
just trying to get with a guy for whatever reason, but that's a conscious choice.
Okay, so while we talking about empowerment and women making their own decisions and women stepping out not caring about, okay, so okay, recently, y'all see my Charlie Brown face? Okay,
Can't wait for
so
you to talk about it.
recently, Sydney Carter, she used to play for Texas A&M,
Uh-huh.
basketball player. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's a development coach now, right? Okay. She's at a game. She posted pictures of herself on the sideline.
Right.
Okay. The girl was cute. I was just saying she was cute. Wait a minute. She had some pink leather pants on with her heels. She was matching and everything. She had her makeup on. She was looking cute. She was standing over there with her pink leather pants on at the game. Okay. Now, a man coach, he could wear anything. He could wear his dungarees. And when I say dungarees, I mean, just a golf shirt and some khakis or something. Or he could be over there in shirt and tie. Like, he just be over there. Okay. He could be over there in his Adidas little looking warm up suit. Okay. Baseball cap. Sister came up there. Okay. And then she a black girl too. She's going to look good. Okay. And then, she got a little cute little basketball body. She cute. She cute. Okay. So she over there in her little pink stuff. Tell me why the double standard was, and it's all over social media,
Right.
that she was wearing some pink leather pants on the sidelines. Why weren't we focused on the game? So this is what I'm saying. You got a strong woman who's independent, very successful. She understands who she is and her place in her world.
Right.
And she's doing okay with that.
No different. And it's doing nothing no different. Because if you saw some of the other female coaches wore leather, some of the other female coaches that were other colors, they strutting their stuff. But because of the way she looks in what she has on, because what she had on, if you saw her pictures, was not unusual. It was not outlandish, because she's had a number of different outfits and ensembles. I think that they are looking at her build, her frame, and how she looked in them. But like, it doesn't matter. We live in such a masculine influence that they want to look at and say that that's inappropriate. But if we back it up, to be honest, I'm very distracted with a well-built man with them slim fit pants on, emphasizing your crotch, if we might be frank, because I'm a little distracted. I'm not paying attention to how smart you are. I'm looking at how cold it is outside. Okay. Now, that's okay.
We should have had her on the last show when this one could have answered your question about what you first see with a man.
Right. So it's like, yeah, she fits herself, but she also had a pic when she was in her basketball shirt and shorts and long ass braids and claws. Okay. Was that ghetto?
Okay.
That's okay. That's because that's athletic, right? But okay, what about the other black coach that had on the black leather pants and like the leopard dark shirt, and she had on heels? She was thick in the hips. Ain't nobody say nothing about her, but homegirl thick with it in a pair of pink pleather, and y'all got something to say because you mystified.
Hold on. So first you got to understand that coaching in women's basketball, the stigma already is that most of those girls are from the LGBTQ community.
That's crazy.
Okay, but no, that's the stigma, because a lot of them are that way, whatever way they want to be. That's fine with them. But what I'm saying is, when you got them out there coaching, they're looking at like, oh, she should dress like one of them. They're making an assumption because she came out dressed the way she wants to dress. It shouldn't have been no comparison to anybody else because that's the way she wanted to look. I thought that she looked professional when she came out there and did her thing. My thing is, because women are so objective by men, They want to just put them in a box, and you can't put them in a box. My thing is, for a black woman coach, my thing is are you winning games?
Thank you.
Are you winning
Thank
games?
you.
I don't care what you got on, but are you winning these games out here
Thank
when you
you.
come out here looking like you do? Because in the society that we live in, men are going to be pointing out different things about women, but when it comes down to the statistics of what they're paid to do, is that the bottom line? Because you being a distraction because the other coach on the other side looking at you because he probably want to get with you or whatever the case may be. That's why it came up.
Well, but to call it unprofessional
is very bad. And
it's wrong. It's wrong.
She also had very conservative looks.
It was, even though it was leather pants, it still was very conservative.
In her history, she had a pinstripe pants outfit that was very conservative.
But what
she
if
had
she
a
was
suit
maybe
that
she was maybe it was her mama's birthday and she was honoring cancer.
She had, right, because she had the pink, you know what, they looking at the way she was wearing, the way she fitting in there, and the fact that it was pink and it stood out and she stood out in it. Man, bum all that. Did they win the game?
That's all.
Did they win the game?
That's all it come down to me.
For real, did her team win the game?
Is your professionalism on the court. That's all that matter, because your dress don't make the numbers at the end of the year. Your coaching ability does. Exactly. And I don't care if you walk out there in some spandex looking like Richard Simmons and you winning games. That's the only thing that matters. And that's what I wanted to say. If she was, or if she is not, but if she was a part of the LGBT community, they wouldn't be saying that. They wouldn't be saying it because it'll be so much kickback. You now you're knocking me for who I am. And that would be a whole nother problem. But because she's probably not, we don't know, it doesn't specify that, but I'm just going off a reason. If it was, then that's what you would have. They wouldn't say a thing about that woman.
That's just the thick girl blues, okay? Thick girl blues. The way we wear a simple outfit, because there was a teacher, a kindergarten teacher. It was on social media. She was very well built, but she had on a very conservative outfit. But the way she filled it out, people were like, "Oh, this is inappropriate for her to be teaching class." And again, it goes back to women are so objectified. So you're saying I can't be physically fit, wear a girdle to pull all of that in and smooth all that over and feel and look my best and walk out here doing my job without somebody hating. Well, because they woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or they got a woody and can't do nothing with it. Whatever way it is, it's not fair to objectify women who feel they clothes out a little more than most, saying that they are inappropriate in the way they present themselves.
Okay. So here's the springboard. It's not like that. What it is like that for Black women. Let's call it what it is. Because when you go and you see white women doing the same thing, they're not knocked on that type of level. But then yet and still, who are they trying to look like now? They're trying to look like Black women. So you think about, if it's mostly Black women in the news that have good education, empowerment, built right, smart, intelligent, and when they come outside knowing who they are, then you got quote unquote corporate, which corporate means white structured America.
Right. Exactly.
Trying to dictate once again to who a person is. But you hired them for the job, not for the way they look. You hired them for
No,
their
they hired
intelligence.
them to meet their affirmative
Right,
action quota.
right.
Okay,
So,
that's
so,
why they did.
I
That's
mean,
why they there.
and we get that because we know the corporate America gets paid off minorities
Black,
being
yeah,
in
they get them
jobs.
black
You get
dollars.
kickbacks for that. We know that
Right, right.
statistic. So what my point is simply this: you want Becky to do what
Not the
you
Becky,
want
y'all. Not the
Tracy to
Becky.
do.
No, you want BoomQuisha out
BoomQuisha.
of Becky. That's what
but
you want.
but but
Y'all heard
You
that?
want Becky, you
BoomQuisha.
want Becky here and
but
BoomQuisha here. And you want
but
that
this my
image
thing.
because
This my
image
thing.
is everything.
How you gonna get mad? How you gonna get mad at that type of situation when you was raping them in the back?
There you go. It's
So
because it
so
suits a purpose. It's okay to be lusted after. It's okay to be the object of lust, but to be the face of something reputable, that's taboo.
yeah,
So you have so
because they
many
don't want you to get
guidelines
that's
and
because
a
they don't.
mold that you have to fit to be considered acceptable. And unfortunately, a lot of millennials cannot grasp why there's still that type of mentality in this day and age, because that's what our system is built off of.
Well, I
But
But
mean,
I'm sorry that
not,
millennials, but
unless you, I'm
we
sorry.
have to understand that millennial, especially millennial women, since we're talking about women and empowerment, they this type of behavior is empowerment to them. Like they have watched their moms and their grandmas, and to them, this is empowerment. This, I'm gonna go and do this and do that, and do this, do that, and do that, is empowerment to them.
But a lot
Okay.
of them don't
It
understand.
is only that millennial
Uh,
who had the mama and the grandma and the aunties that was teaching them how to walk in their womanhood.
yeah,
because
You
there's a
have women,
history
I
let
with
me
agree.
tell
it.
you something. Okay, I gotta tell this story. So I work with kids, and this little fourth grader, she walks around, she tough. You ain't gonna tell her nothing. Every time you say something to her, she roll her eyes, snap her head, and she give you the business. Well, I had enough the other day, and I walked over to that little girl and I snapped my head, and I said, "Honey, I have raised two girls, and dear, I have three businesses, and I'm all for women being empowered, girls being empowered, girls being strong and independent, women being strong and independent, because I raised two who are, and I am." I was like, "But do you think I can have three businesses and make any money? Do you understand?" She said, "No." I said, "Let me say it again. I got a bad attitude and you walk into my store. Do you want to buy anything from me?" She said, "No." Like that. No. I said, "Okay, that's what I'm talking about." I was like, anybody that's a close friend of mine will tell you, "Oh, I want what I want. Uh, I want what I want. And I don't have any problem telling you I want what I want. However, there's a way to get what you want, okay, without having a bad attitude." So I saw the little girl yesterday and I pulled out my cell phone and I pulled up that one business I could show her. I pulled it up and I let her look at it. And then I say, "So you thought I was lying, didn't you?" She said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Let me tell you something. I ain't gotta lie to you. And I could be strong and independent and walk in a way that I get what I want. And if you want to walk like me, just let me know. I'll show you. We don't always have people talking to us in that manner. We don't always have people in our lives who are showing us these things. It's the same for a man. A woman raise a boy, single mom, and she calling herself, I'm your mama and your daddy. No, you're not.
No,
You
you're
his
not.
mama.
That's it.
And you can tell him, baby, if I like this type of trait in the men in my life. So let's work on you getting that type of trait. Let's find some men who can show you these things and how that looks. Because how it looked for me as a woman don't look the same way as how a man walking.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm not your mama and your daddy, I'm your mama.
And
So
that's it.
that part right there was me understanding my Yoni and who I am and what I do. Okay. Like you, I'm sorry, what kind of pants she got on has nothing to do with how she conducts business on that court.
Right.
When it comes to her teaching coach development or whatever, development coach, y'all know I don't know what that is. Okay.
So I mean, I think that you are right. I think you are right, Ice. I mean, I think that people need to get over what a person is wearing, what they look like, because that does not determine who they are.
It doesn't define them at all.
It don't. And that is a misconception of society.
If y'all agree with me, go and hit that submit button and put in some comments.
Listen, what business did you show her? Did you show her the
thinking.
Insane Rhetoric business?
Did I do what?
Did you show the little girl the Insane Rhetoric business?
No. That's 18 or older.
I know you did.
No. That's 18 or older. I ain't read. I'm cuckoo, but I ain't that cuckoo. Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you though, some of the kids you can show it to them, they be on that page listening to your content though. You need to follow this. Well, I mean, I agree. I don't think that is right by any standing. I think that a person should be accepted for who they are, where they are, and whatever challenges that they have and whatever goals that they have set. And you are defined by what you do, not how you look. And
But
that's
back to the poem. It's about first wanting to know yourself.
right. I agree. I highly agree. I like this. This is what I say all the time. If you don't know you, and if you can't take care of you, you can't take care of nobody else.
Yep.
So you have to know.
Yeah, that right there.
You have to know who
What
you
he
are.
said.
You have to know who you are, and you have to know your own abilities to succeed in what you want to do. When life is given, gifts and talents are given to you. If you use them for what you want, whether it be good or bad, that's your choice.
Hallelujah, shabba-dabba-doo.
That's your choice. That's your choice. And that's your reasoning that you feel that you want to go in that way. Like I said, if you want to be a thought, be a thought. Just be a good thought.
I know that's right.
If you want to be a hoe. Just be a good hoe.
But
if you want to be prostitute, whatever the case is you want to do, if you want to own business, be a good business owner. But to do that, you have to get around people who can actually mentor you to do those things. And the problem is, in Black society, you have people who mentor people for bad. You have people that takes people up and teaches them how to be hoish.
That's true.
So, some people, you got doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs who are so busy, they don't really have the time to talk to their children. Then you have others who are doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs who do talk to their children. And so then you have another generation of people who are successful and whatever.
Right.
But those who are doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs who don't talk to their children, then their children are left to their own devices to go find
What they
other
need.
people.
Listen, I
Right.
am a person who loves to read. I'm a very well-read person. And one of my favorite mentors, I have never met him, but one of my favorite mentors when it comes to money is a gentleman by the name of Warren Buffett. The dude is successful in everything he touches. He's like King Midas.
So
Everything.
question. How did you even know to go find a book or a video or whatever about
Warren
the
Buffett.
very first time? How did you encounter Warren Buffett?
I knew a guy's father who was in the stock market. And when we was in high school, he taught me and his son how to do the stock market. And he told me about a guy named Warren Buffett years ago.
Stop.
And that was the jump off.
Stop.
A mentorship.
Say it again.
A guy told me about Warren Buffett years ago.
Stop. Because if you say a word 3 times, it becomes yours. How'd you know?
He told me about it.
When you were a child, someone you was hanging around,
yep,
shared that information and that knowledge and that skill set and that all of that and them words with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we don't share, so Red Dragon said it when she was younger about you ask her about how she became a poet. And she told us how she became a poet when she was a girl. She started in the church. People gave her this opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, but if you don't know the opportunity is out there,
then you just, like you say, you left to your own demise.
You just left to your own demise.
Educated.
But this is
that's the thing. We're missing it, and I just had to say, educated. It's a difference when you are told something, because it doesn't have to stick. It can go through one ear and out the other. But you were in high school, you said, okay? You were in an environment where you were receptive to learning. In that environment, you happened to cross someone in whatever environment, may not have been school, but it was in a place where you were in an environment of educating, empowering yourself, educating, you making that choice, you're observing something. You took an interest, somebody noticed that interest and decided to nurture that interest by educating you.
Right.
And that is something that we are missing in our communities. And that is the education amongst ourselves. Because a lot of us are not in a school environment to be hit to that. But like you said, we talk to people or we have mentors that may give us the wrong influence, but we do have a sense of there's someone in my community I can relate to.
Yeah.
Or there's someone in my community that I'm drawn to, and I'm educated on life through this vessel. So if we had a structure of empowerment amongst ourselves with it, like a sense of community where we are educating each other based off our behaviors, conversations, way we carry ourselves, the things we do, because children, ma'am, by ICE, they look at us, they emulate, they're absorbing, they're taking in. And this starts before we are in the environment of school or education or influence of teachers or other people that may be outside our dysfunctional realm, so that we are getting a well-rounded, educated choice or option.
I agree
to
with
be
you.
Empowered. So going back to, like you said, a choice. You choose to do this, you choose to do that, and you do what you know. Well, what do you know? How do you know that? You are educated, and either good or bad.
Right.
It all boils down to our community structure
But you know
as
what I
a
have a problem
Black
with?
people.
This
We
is what I have a
miss
problem
that.
with.
That's why we got so many pimps, hoes, thoughts, and whatever you want to call it on both sides of the fence. And that's why
This
we
is
are misleading each other, because we are not educated well-roundedly. It's either one-sided. So you either look out and get someone like ICE that can come and pull your coattail or influence you when you are at your most influential age, or fire. You might be in a situation where, okay, I'm not privy to that type of influence, but in my community, in my hood, in my area, in my environment, there is somebody that I gravitate or I relate to, that because of my world, however balanced or dysfunctional it is, I have someone to influence me, mentor me, guide me. Now, whether it's balanced, good or bad, that's where that community
this is where I have
education
a this
comes
is
from.
where I have a problem, Red Dragon. This is where I have a problem. Even if you haven't been in that situation where you are privy to information like that on one side of the spectrum or another, it is hard for me to wrap my mind around a person being in life and just don't want to do nothing and want to be nothing. It's hard for me to wrap my mind. Well,
Because of the type of man you
wait,
are.
wait,
Because of the
wait,
type of
right.
man you are.
So me and having some of the struggles that I had coming up, I knew I didn't want to be somebody holding my hand all my life. I knew it, so it was just in an innate nature for me to be who I am. And my thing is, there is no excuse now with technology the way it is that you should not know whatever it is you want to know. Even
Well,
if
that's where
somebody
we
did,
get into the personal obstacles,
right,
setbacks, and
but
shortcomings.
this is what I'm saying. Even if you didn't have certain things in your life for people to mentor you and talk to you about what's right and what's wrong, as a person at a certain age what you want and what you would want to be. So if you know that, be it good or be it evil, be it whatever, you should make sure that you have the information to back what you want to do up. If you're going to be a criminal, research criminals.
Please. Or go
you,
outside and take notes.
Right, whatever. If you want to be a lawyer, start looking at things that are geared toward that. But there's no way that the information that's out here is so vast that you should be ignorant to anything that you want to do. I got a problem with people walking around talking about, "Here, can you give me $5 because I'm homeless?" No, can't give you nothing. You know why I can't give you nothing? Because I figure if you got 8 hours to sit here and beg for something, you got 8 hours to go stand in somebody's job line and find you something to do. You walking around on two good legs, swinging two good arms, and you got a head on your shoulders. Figure it out. So but people take advantage of that because they're going off the people's compassion for a situation. But that ain't what's up. You want to be that way? You made a conscious choice to be stupid. My favorite word, you made a conscious choice to be retarded.
Some people have a surviving mentality and some have a thriving mentality. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Because you can survive by vibing at your lowest just to get by, or you can thrive realizing that, look, I want more. I deserve more. I need more. So, hey, there's a fine line. And I think that is a perfect way to go into that next story about.
Well, first of all, I want to say this. Inside Rhetoric listeners, y'all see my Charlie Brown face?
Uh-oh.
How many times I told him he can't say that word, y'all?
What word? I ain't say nothing.
What word?
Y'all, he know he can't say the R word, and I'm not talking about rhetoric.
What are you talking about? Responsibility?
No. You said retarded, man.
I don't
You can't
remember
say
saying that.
retarded.
I don't remember saying that.
Learning disabled
No,
or learning challenge.
you can't say that.
That's
Yeah,
what
You
they labeled my baby as, learning disabled. And I said, well, what is that? Well, that is the new clinical term that we use in place of mental retardation. We now say
hold on,
learning challenged or
hold on,
learning
hold on.
disabled.
You say instead of what?
Instead of the clinical term mental retardation,
I told you.
we use the term learning challenge.
I told my
Since we're
sister,
not saying
I said,
disabled, we're saying
I,
learning
I
challenge.
told,
And that is the educational diagnosis of my 12-year-old who is in the St. Louis County public school system. My oldest son, who is autistic, was was labeled as ADHD, sociopathic, and learning disabled. But that man has a IQ at the age of 12 of 112. Now he 25 now. I don't know what it is now, but he was smarter than teachers at kindergarten. And
well,
he was so
most
I
sociopaths do.
okay, so but
so
I'm
listen.
just saying
Okay, so I
that
got a question in. I got a
they
question.
they they cleaned it up.
I got a question.
Mhm.
So is this Purdue University police officer? Is he a sociopath?
Nah, he's just a retarded motherfucker.
Yeah, he just you know what? He has been misguided and
Okay.
improperly
He been what?
influenced
He been
by
misguided.
the corporate structure of his life.
Okay,
That sound
so
like
insane rhetoric listeners.
that's-
Listen, y'all. Okay, so we on the campus, we in Indiana, y'all. We moving on over to Indiana.
Okay.
We done been on Missouri all day today. And wherever that was, look, wherever that was, Sydney Carter was, she was record somewhere. I don't know where she was. But listen, we're gonna go on over to Indiana at Purdue University, y'all. Purdue, y'all. Purdue.
They make good chicken.
Yeah. Y'all ready? Listen. So an Indiana police officer is accused of police brutality after a physical arrest of a Black man. Listen, this man named Adonis Tuggle. That's his name. No, that's not the police officer name.
right.
Okay. All right. So the girlfriend, Bree Lotto,
Pre-Lotta.
she recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if she the one posted it, but she recorded it. Woo! He pinned him down on the snow-covered ground. The boy was screaming in pain. Look, he was screaming in pain. He was screaming in pain. Yeah, what we going? Okay.
She also got a way to
listen. This don't
touch
have
the
nothing to do
guy.
with the Yoni. Just to make sure y'all know that we moved on. We moved off that topic.
Yeah, we ain't talking about
So
Yanni.
y'all know that
talking
we
about
know that we not
skin
talking about Yanni no
influence.
more.
Well, yes,
Okay.
we are.
Color
Yes,
influence.
yes, we are. Maybe if he was getting them some Yanni, he wouldn't be out there choking young Black males. Maybe he one of them Catholic rapists in the back.
He was pushing his elbow into the neck and face of the man.
Maybe he ain't interested in Yanni.
Don't
Maybe
that sound
he was
like
pinning him down because he
George
wanted something else.
Floyd?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
He was pushing his neck and elbow into the man.
Yeah,
I mean his elbow into the man's neck and face.
But you know, the girl in there while she was videoing him. Now you tell me how many Black folks can get that close to a police officer while he's restraining another Black person in that manner, and we actually reach out and smack their hand away and let it tell about it.
But see, this my thing though. I'm trying to figure out, was he an actual police officer or was he campus security and were they on Purdue University campus?
He was campus police.
Oh, so
yeah,
no.
Because if he was the police, she'd have been shot. He talking about tasing. He'd have had gun out in addition to that elbow.
Look, my thing is,
They
I
go
don't
hand
know.
in hand.
I don't know when that you're gonna understand that the reason police are coming up shot and killed by people is because of that type of mentality.
Thank
and it will not stop, because if you keep sending that message that you can do and get away with what you want to do. We talk about in season one, Breonna Taylor, police comes in with a no-knock warrant and shoots everybody down and kills her. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Then we got young Hunter Britton, who was working on his car and then wind up getting murdered by the police. And
y'all still hurt by that one, Hunter Britton. I'm still hurt by that one.
The killing part about that was he was a white boy.
They thought he was black.
So it don't
they
even
stopped the truck.
Yeah. And the black boy that he had in the truck with him wind up seeing the whole thing. It's crazy.
He damaged for life, poor baby.
I think, listen. I don't think you should defund the police. I think you should dismantle it.
Thank you. Oh my God. I was waiting on somebody to say that. Like, fucking take the whole posse thing apart. Because that's how it started. That's how that's the origin that we have today of protect and serve from the original fucking lynch mob. Because that's what it is. Y'all a lynch mob. Y'all ain't protecting and serving us. Y'all fucking lurking and lynching us. That's what you're doing.
Because if you go back to Britain's history of police and them starting the police were poor, underprivileged, uneducated white people who they gave authority to do whatever they wanted to do to the people on the street.
Called them nobles, dressed it up, made them aristocracy when they were really white.
That's all the police is. And when the United States was started and that scene started the transition, we talked about it in another episode, how years ago, when they exile people, they exiled them to the United States and what is the country, sister, that they exiled them to? Australia. Those were the two places where they sent all their criminals.
Y'all go ahead on and hit the submit button because it's getting good. Just hit the submit button.
That's why they didn't even want Britain didn't want nothing to do with the criminals that they exiled. They couldn't even control them. So that's why they sent them on.
I wanted to study law. I have a strong passion for my people to advocate and be a voice for people that cannot fight for themselves. And when I started studying the history of our government, it came to a stop. Because when I learned how corrupt and how our system of government was founded, I'm like, how can you sit up there and argue this bullshit? And then sit up there and say that I am an advocate of justice, because there is no justice.
Ain't no such
justice, no peace.
We're founded on a system built of criminality, capitalizing off of criminality.
First of
all, justice, no peace.
First of all, the United States has been in existence for how long?
Ali Boombaye. Okay, wrong one.
Attica.
So the United States has been in existence for how many years? 240 years? About 240 years. It's not an old country. Not at all.
Okay, so the Purdue police chief, his name is John Cox.
Dick.
C-O-X. Cox.
Okay.
He said that the call came, so there was a third party call that came in, and on the call, the person said that a woman appeared to be being held against her will, but there was no physical injuries or anything. And he said that there was no physical injuries during the arrest. But Adonis, Mr. Tuggle, he posted on social media, he said he demanded justice. He said that the Purdue Police Department, they refusing to turn over the body cam. And Mr. Cox said that they will turn it over after the investigation.
No, what they
I hope
gonna
it
do,
doesn't get erased.
That's what I was gonna say. What they gonna do is turn it over after it has been edited.
Thank you. They're gonna doctor it up, because if you didn't have anything to hide, why do you have such a problem releasing the body cam info?
But I want to know what the boy was doing at first, though. Why did somebody think? No,
Nothing.
I'm just curious like that. Like,
he was being a black man with a white girlfriend.
Decide that she was being held against her will? Because they in college, so what are they, like between 18 and 23?
Yep, something like that.
Okay, so okay, y'all know how this goes. It happened even when you're not in college. You be with your significant other. Y'all be at dinner or wherever y'all went to, and then it kind of got like y'all was at odds with each other about whatever, something happened. Maybe it was some woman you thought he was messing with. He said he wasn't messing with her, and y'all was at it. And then you had your little attitude, and he was holding on to you like, baby, stop now. Look, come on. And then you was like, no, just leave me alone, because I know you was messing with that woman. He's like, baby, why you gotta act like that? And he trying to get her to get in the car. Baby, just get in the car. I ain't messing with that woman. Get in the car. I'm not getting in that car. Then he tried to put her in the car. Then somebody saw him just when he was trying to put her in the car. And they called the police and said she was being held against her will. That sounds like Chris Brown and Rihanna, don't it?
That sounds like such a suburban version of what I was thinking.
How you gonna get out here and call me bougie, red draggy?
Because it is. Because to be honest, I really think it meant something like.
Girl, you gonna get on my show and call me bougie? Like, okay, well, I think it's
black. I think it's black man, white woman, somebody hating the fact that they out, and then want to sit up there and say something. He could have been hugging her. They could have been like booed up, public show of affection. And I'm saying that because when I dated my oldest son's father and we were out in public, we got so many stares. We had Hooters, like ordering chicken. And it takes an hour and a half to get it because they waiting on us to leave. We getting so many stares because we sitting there kicking it, but he white and I'm black. So it could have been somebody hating, didn't like what they were seeing, and wanted to be Kathy.
You are bougie.
That is so, but
I'm willing to beg the difference. I'm willing to.
That does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Listen. I'm willing to beg the difference on that term.
It was somebody hating the fact they was out there together.
I'm willing to beg the difference. That is not how that situation went.
Okay, how did it go? We got three. Look, we coming on in now. We got three different versions. How did it go?
I'm willing to bet that it was the black guy with a black woman, and that white boy saw an opportunity to get an issue off.
Yeah, I think she black.
You said black guy, black woman. You meant white woman, right?
No, I meant black woman.
That
white cop saw a good reason to try to get an issue off with that black man.
Well, I thought the person that was in the video saying "get off my boyfriend" was white.
No.
Oh, she was white?
It didn't say that.
She looked white. The person that was in the video saying "get off my boy, you're hurting my boyfriend."
Yeah, but
she looked white.
She did, but that we don't know that. But
maybe what she was black and passing. We did a show on passing.
Right. What I'm saying is,
okay, they don't pass no more. But maybe she was what what black people call light, bright, damn near white, light skin.
Right. Like the red dragon. Yeah, like so my thing is I think it was another opportunity for a white cop to try to do something to a young black male. Flat out.
Of course.
It don't matter if she was white, if she was black, if she was purple, brown, it don't matter. He's saying an opportunity where he wanted to get an issue off.
But look at where we at now. Purdue University, Indiana.
Okay. Okay.
Now
Okay.
you can't tell me
Hold on now.
that to this day, a black man and a white woman walking down the street at Purdue University don't get some hating ass motherfucking
But that's
stares,
it. That's
or they
happening.
don't get some other hating
That's in
ass
any.
hate
That's in
mail,
any.
bomb threats,
That's
or
in
whatever.
society. Period. That's in society.
Yeah,
Period. It's not. It's
right.
not
But
just a
that's
college
all I'm
thing. That's in.
saying
That's in
is that
society.
could
Period.
be, all I'm saying is that could be a very justifiable reason why that cop did that as well. I'm
No,
just putting it out
the
there.
justifiable reason is he's a racist and he don't like black people.
Okay,
and
I'm
he
sorry.
found a way to get an issue off with that young black male.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
I'm
look
sorry.
at where he at.
Just like the situation that happened years ago with Trayvon Martin down in Florida. When Trayvon Martin encountered that cop, that boy wasn't doing nothing but coming from the store, walking through a white neighborhood, and the cop, the Mr. Zimmerman, who wasn't a cop, neither was he community police or anything of that nature, block captain. He was none of those things. Found an opportunity to murder Trayvon Martin. And the reason he wound up murdering him is because that 16-year-old boy was giving that white old boy the blues with them hands.
Okay, so listen, can I interject? Since I'm bougie, it is never, none of it, there is never a reason. There is never a reason why any of this behavior should happen at all. It is never justified.
I agree. I agree.
I know that's my bougie opinion.
No, I do agree. It should
Y'all like to
not
call me
happen
bougie on this show.
to either race. It shouldn't happen to in any culture.
Why my feelings hurt because y'all call me
on
bougie?
This soil with so many immigrants, so many cultures, so many diverse peoples? No, there shouldn't be anything like that going on.
There's no justification for any of it.
Listen,
no, it isn't.
I'm gonna tell you how bad the police is. I'm gonna tell you how bad the police is. Years ago, probably about 10 years ago, I was riding with a young lady in her car. I'm on the passenger side. And when she left the area, I say, man, be careful how you come off this block because these jump out boys is around her and they'll pull you over. So she came off the block with ease and everything. By the time we made it up to an intersection, the police was right behind us. Who do you think they came to the window to see first?
You. They came on your
passenger
side
seat. I'm in the passenger seat, ain't got nothing to do with driving or anything. But you saying a young black man in a car with a young lady, and you pull the car over because you thought she was gonna get an issue off. Just because I know the law, and I had a lawyer, particular lawyer at that time that used to work on my cases. I called him up on the phone, put him on speaker so he could hear what's going on.
Wait a minute, he used to work all your cases. Was you a criminal?
Yeah, that's another story. But listen, one of our listeners chimed in. They said Purdue U is Indiana Klan state.
Yes,
thank you. That's so it ain't got nothing to do with somebody thinking that she was under duress. It was some hating ass racists that didn't like the color contrast.
Right. It's just like years ago, I went down to Georgia with a friend. I helped her move down to Georgia, and we went through Stone Mountain, Georgia. She told me specifically. She said, hey, be careful what you do because the mayor of this state is the grand wizard of the KKK. So, you know. Come on, man.
Yeah. I can believe it. That's why I'm so glad I'm a Northern Black person. I have so much respect for Southern African Americans. And I had this conversation with an older gentleman who used to be an ex-U.S. Marshal, okay? And we were talking about the mentality of Southern Blacks as opposed to Blacks up north. And what we gathered was the mentality as far as education and being able to strive towards excellence And I'm not saying that's absent up here, but I'm saying that that priority, that standard, that thinking is so different. And we were talking about, because you have that type of environment where they are deprived of empowering themselves through education, because you got bastards like that that's mayors of those townships, but they have those setbacks which makes them prioritize the things that we take for granted because they're available to us, even though we have the subtle stuff. It is so heavily prevalent, openly obvious, and such a norm down there, that that mentality to raise the bar and have that sort of standard where he said himself, there's no question you're going to college. There's no question when, it's which one. There's no question that you're going to go to school.
So this
There's
is
no
what I
question
have.
you're going to educate. He said, because we are deprived of that, it makes it that much more important to us.
See, this
So
is the thing.
it was an enlightening conversation.
This is the thing. I can respect a person down south and a white person to say, I can't stand that nigga. Because when you do that, I already know where you're coming from and I know how to move around you. I know how to make sure that we don't have no encounter where I wind up doing something to you, because it's so open, because that's where it stemmed from.
So
I have a problem.
let me tell you what our listener said. Our listener said, so a while back, many years back, in Indiana, you could not get elected unless you got the backing of the Klan in Indiana.
Wow. I don't doubt
I
it.
can believe it.
I don't doubt it. So what I was saying was, like, when it comes to the South and when it comes to the North, I have a problem with people in the North because they'll smile in your face and then try to execute you behind your back. I respect a white person who says that they can't stand me down in the South. I know where you at. I know where you at. I don't think, personally, listen, and y'all might hate me for this, I don't think that you should have took down, that you should not fly the rebel flag, because it tells me who you are. it gives me that notion, okay, well, I know these people, I ain't gonna stop at this gas station tonight because these people are them people. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I don't think that you listen. I don't think that you should have took down when we was going through the Capitol riot on January the 6th and all the stuff where they started taking down the Confederate statues. I think you should leave them up, because it tells you how much the white people, and I'm not a racist, I'm just telling facts, how much the white people don't like you. And
but
everything that they do, everything
why
that
you
they
need
do,
a statue to commemorate that?
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Show
Everything that they
asses
do
on the daily without a statue to validate that.
But what I'm saying
and
is,
if you want to fly that flag, fly your motherfucking
you
flag, but don't
have
fly it over my house or in my hood or anywhere near where I stay,
my thing is simply this.
Because I
My
ain't
thing is simply this. My thing is simply this. I can respect a white person that does that. And how you move, like you said earlier, the country was built on freaking corruption from day one.
Right.
From day one. What do you expect from a freaking criminal? And to be totally honest about any freaking thing, the only people who are natives to the United States is the native Indians, because the Europeans
none of us need to be here
and
except
pillaged and stole from them. So if anybody needs to go back to their country, it will be these white people.
My God,
matter
somebody
of fact,
tell
to
them.
be totally honest with you, we didn't ask you to bring us over here in the
Thank
first
you.
damn
Take your
place.
ass back to Europe, please. Okay.
But see, they can't go back there. They can't go back
cool
there
with my
because the
herbs
British
and
don't
my
want them
drums and
either.
my ancestors, being my goddess and my godly self until somebody hipped you to some money and my own brother sold me out.
I mean,
I'm just going. Y'all see my Charlie Brown face? I'm just doing tennis ball head.
so silly.
Hit the submit button while you're watching, because I'm gonna do tennis ball head while we.
I'm just saying though, sister, you understand both connotations. You get it.
Right.
You understand that, like, and that's why listen, to be totally honest, that's why I ain't even mad at the millennials, because they ain't taking none of y'all BS. And if you think you have an idea to retroact slavery with these people, you got a problem, because they ain't doing like this.
What does kind of irritate me a little bit about millennials is the shock value. You know, when they see things that we know what they evolved in, and they're saying, how could this is 2000, and so we shouldn't have this. We are in an environment with this, that, and the other. And I'm sitting up here like, really? Why do you think you have the ability to be so open to say what you're saying? Because there were some that went before you that fully understand that this shit is going to keep going. So I'm going to make the sacrifice at this point so that you, however far down the line and detached from this story and this history that you get, you still have the ability to openly speak your distaste for what's going on or what you see, and you're able to verbalize it, whether or not you fully understand the history behind why you have that liberty to say, feel, and do and work and express the way you are.
See, that's why I gotta give
sometimes that it's a little irritating, because it's like with all this technology and research available, you shouldn't be shocked.
But see, that's why I say I gotta give kudos. I gotta give kudos to people like H. Rap Brown. I gotta give kudos to Huey P. Newton, you know, and Martin and Malcolm and all those type of people, because the problem with Black society is they want what they want, but they don't have no ability to put somebody up who's ready to die for what they want.
All our leaders have been exiled, executed, and so we don't have that leadership or influence. But listen,
this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you. You want what you want, but you are not ready to die for it yet.
Because you don't know what it means to stand up and fight.
If you like, and that's what I'm saying. Because if you are not ready to put your life on the line for what you say you believe, you really don't believe.
Shut the fuck up and sit down and stop talking about what's going on.
And that's what it comes down to. Them guys knew what they wanted to accomplish. They knew what their goals were, and they was ready to lay their lives down for what they believed in. The problem with Black society now, you don't have those type of people.
Nobody dropped their motherfucking balls. They still scared because they feel like I'm on protest, but when at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna cut it short because I gotta go to work in the morning. I'm down with you, but don't put me on camera because I don't want my boss to know, because I got bills to pay.
That's a point in knowing who you are. Regardless of what circumstances you in, your character shouldn't change because you are in this certain environment, you in corporate America, or you out here doing this or whatever. It should stay the same. They should know what your stance is regardless where you are. That's just like I have a problem with, I call them clock in Christians. You come to church, you jump and shout, you run and scream, but then as soon as you leave out of there, you go back to the same hellish situation that you started in, and you won't open up your mouth and say nothing about what he did for you, but you want life to change and people to change around you.
Or them traditional Christians that only minister and concerned about they clique in their circle, but they too scared to step outside of that and be a true testament to what it means to be inclusive and unconditionally accepting of those that you do not understand and that don't roll like you roll.
Once again, you are absolutely right. And that's the problem that I noticed, because if it's outside the confines of the church walls, we ain't got nothing to say. Well, they ain't got nothing to say. I got a lot to say because you don't want to talk to me about it. So I'll run it down to you. But they ain't got nothing to say because they're so scared of how people are going to view them. Man, look, I don't care what you think about me. It only matters what I think about myself. You are not even a freaking factor to me, period. I'm gonna do what I want to do to make my life successful, whether you like it or not. My whole thing is you can get on with me or get rolled over. It don't matter to me.
Okay,
you either gonna ride with me or you gonna get rolled over while I'm doing it.
Okay, so first of all, hit the submit button, y'all. Hit the submit button. I'm sorry, subscribe button. But listen,
hit both and follow.
And so, but listen, so our listener that's conversing with us says that you had the same issue in the 1960s, but more of us working and concerned about job security.
Mm-hmm. True.
But now this is what I want to say. This coming from me. God is always thrown out there. Everybody throws God out there. Okay. Don't have a problem with that. Don't call me.
Not the atheists. Not the atheists. They don't believe in God.
Don't call me about God. I'm just getting ready to tell y'all something. Okay. So what's interesting to me, again, yet another observation of mine, is that everybody's perception of God and how God works in their life and what God does for the world is different and skewed.
You sure?
And how they perceive what the Bible says, how they take it and run with it, how they use it for one purpose one time and a different purpose the next time.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you have all those people up there, most of those people, I'm not gonna say all, but I'm gonna say a lot of those people up there on January 6th, because somebody just talked about that. I don't know which one of y'all it was, but so let's go to January 6th for a second. We talk about the man in Purdue, but it's all somehow related. Okay, listen. So them people up there on Capitol Hill trying to kill our vice president and Nancy Pelosi. They was doing that in the name of God.
I thought they were doing it in the name of Trump.
Well, that could be their God.
That was their God.
Let's call it like I see it.
But okay. But I'm just saying, these people are saying and still saying today, no, put God back into our life. And this is because we have to do this because God is not in our life. Now I'm confused because, you know, the God I know and serve, when I read my Bible, he was hella God in, he was hella God in the Old Testament. He was smiting and, you know, look at here, tap, tap, don't do that, tap, tap. Let me give you a whole book of a list of rules in Leviticus. Tap, tap. Yeah. Don't do that. Tap, tap. Smite, tap.
And the
Blood.
tap
Tap,
wasn't
tap.
the tap wasn't a second chance. The tap was he was killing you.
That was it. Okay.
If you didn't obey in the Old Testament, he killed you.
Okay. In the New Testament, he came back and he was like, okay, I got y'all. I was child abusing y'all in the Old Testament. I was child abusing y'all. I want to show y'all love now. So I'm going to send my only begotten son, and he going to show y'all love. And I'm going to love y'all. I like him. I like God, period, but I like him because he allows me to think. He allows me to think about, like, I get put in the timeout corner and I get to be like, okay, let me think about my actions and let me fix myself because my daddy loved me and I want to be the best I could be for my daddy.
But you know what?
But them people up there on Capitol
why you gotta
Hill,
be him,
them
though?
people up there in Capitol Hill, they God is God. They only with the God from
The Republican Party.
one day I'm gonna
God of
tell y'all a
man.
secret. I got a
God of
secret.
man.
I'm gonna tell y'all a secret in one day. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Oh, not today. Okay.
I know what the secret is.
Listen, let me tell y'all know what? Y'all know what? I would listen to say, do you understand that handcuffing black males today looks like labeling them with ADHD in schools?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes,
Absolutely.
because our system is put in place where those special ed kids that they collecting funding from, it's like they are already labeled as society's unwanted or
Well,
the
Candace
unleast
Owen called
productive.
them the most murderous group.
Right. They're the
She say they the
unwanted,
most
they're the
murderous group. Black
runts.
men are the most
So
murderous. Black people are the most murderous group in history. That's what Candace
but
Owen said.
And then
But
she
when
couldn't
you're
forget.
saying putting handcuffs on a black man is like likening him to ADHD, I'm saying that yeah, because if you are in the special school echelons going through school, then you're already set apart. You're already labeled. So it's like a feeder system. Okay, these kids are going to go this direction. So we're not going to put our energy there. We're only going to pay attention to those that are benefiting us, that are striving for that academic excellence that's going to bring us the good money to make us look good. But these people right here, the special, yeah, let's
Listen.
institutionalize
Listen.
their
I
pain.
didn't let them put my daughter in that box. I'm sorry, I
There's
didn't
a
let them
study.
put my daughter in that
Thank
box.
you, because
There-
a lot of parents are comfortable with that because they figure they're the experts. But you can't tell me about my child because it
No.
starts at home. But
Listen.
unfortunately, because we have that system in place where they have to feed this the destructive cycle of our young black men, and it starts at school when they set them apart. Okay, special education, because, and it's been my experience, those children, they have these needs that they really cannot accommodate. So they give them the bare minimum, teach them trade skills so they can go out and be productive to a certain extent. But they're going to be fed into this industrial soup line so that it's like nowhere to go but over here unless you have a stronger influence or pull out of that stream. So it is like that in a sense
So
because
like
you're
there's
getting
a
the
statistic.
neglected, you're getting the educational systems not trash, but you're getting the people that they don't want to deal with.
There's
So
a
what do you
statistic.
do with that? Right, they are fed into becoming statistics.
But what I'm saying to you, there is a statistic that happened over maybe 30 plus years ago about that type of situation. And basically what it amounted to, when you do that, you are actually setting up and propitiating the setup for who's going to be in the penitentiary system. And it starts when they're about 4 to 5 years old.
Exactly.
And
Yes,
carries
yes.
all the way out through their term of life.
Well, it's
My
perpetuated in
oldest
schools
son
anyway.
was given that exact label.
It's
Every grade, every step of the way, he was labeled that he would be in the criminal system. He would be a womanizer. He would not be a productive member of society.
But that
And
sounds like a
this
productive
started-
member of society to me when it comes to comparing them to white folks, because that's all that they do.
But it's
Thank you.
perpetuated
But
in
my
this.
son
Let me
is
say this.
25 years old.
Like,
He's a
it's-
CEO of his own business.
it
He did
sounds
not
like-
go to college, but
it's-
he is doing and living life on his terms outside of the expectations that were given to him when he was just in kindergarten, labeled as such.
But the school systems tend to perpetuate that type of behavior anyway. So
That's
when
why parents have to be
I'm in the
advocates for
school
their
system,
children.
I'm at the school and I hear the bell ring.
Jail time.
Jail time.
Yep. Absolutely.
You move when the bell rings.
Yep.
Right. Everything.
Right.
You move when
like
you move. You
they
ask
screaming and
permission
hollering
to
at them
go.
in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like, and I listen. They walking in a straight line.
Uh-huh. Chain gang.
Speak only when spoken to. You have to ask permission to go and move
To the
and do
restroom.
anything. You are given a curriculum that you have to learn, despite whether or not your cognitive abilities are on that level. Everything is
Hey.
already planned out.
The way this country is set up is from beginning to end, everything that we do. I mean, look, we just go to a concert. It's institutionalized.
Yep.
The way that we do everything, we're institutionalized. We can't just go into the concert and hand our ticket and just walk in. We got to stand in the line because that's all we know how to do where we can behave.
Yep. Yep.
That
Listen,
leads me.
growing up, I had an IEP. I shattered that though. You know what I'm saying? Where they told me, oh, you're gonna only be able to do this, or you're gonna be only to do this. You can't do nothing outside of fold clothes. Well,
yeah,
I shattered all that.
Yeah.
Like, and if you understood my history of what I've been through, you'll be in amazement of what I have accomplished.
Yeah. Mr. Tuggle. Mr. Tuggle, Adonis. I'm gonna say your name, your Greek name, Adonis.
My little nephew name, Adonis.
Adonis. Mr. Tuggle. Don't let that stop you. If you are a student of Purdue University, I'm gonna need you to keep going.
I'm gonna need you to sue the police and then sue the school so you can change the name.
Thank you.
That's what I need you to do.
I'm gonna need you to keep going, Mr. Tuggle.
Can
Because you are a young Black man who deserves better. And you can be and do whatever you want to be and do. And don't let this define you.
Yeah. You know what?
You can let it propel you.
Right. But not define you.
Please allow it to propel you in a positive direction, to make a change, to create something you want to create for yourself. Let it propel you, but please don't let it define you and keep you in a box.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Mr. Tuggle, I'm gonna need you to do that.
Listen.
Mr. Cox, I'm gonna need you to fix your police department on your school grounds. I'm gonna need you to do that. Y'all, we got anything else to say? Y'all know we've been on here a long time.
I got one more piece I want to go out with, because with what you said, encouraging Mr. Tuggle brought me to one piece in my book that is short.
What's the name of your book again?
It is Dragon Psalms by Red
Okay,
Dragon.
because you know I say Dragon Tales.
Yes, you did. The name of this piece is called A Purpose.
A Purpose?
I'm a writer, quick to prove my loyalty to your cause. If you love me, then I got you. Everybody needs an A1. Where are you, my G? I miss you. All my soldiers caught their wings and flew away, and I had been at war with my own mind to this very day. There's a profound lesson in your pain, trauma, baby mama, baby daddy drama, family circle of emotional neglect, refusing to see your own truth. Now I'm growing on my own, too blind for too long. Before I know it, yet another loved one is gone. But I'm a rider, because that's just what I do. If you prove you down for me, then I'm loyal to you. I don't come from typical dysfunctional, mi vida loca consistently on rewind. Can't get right because I'm surrounded by demons and spirits caused by a life built on struggle with feelings. Nobody has time for healing. Dance with death, but been blessed too. There's a calling on me. My mission became clear as to him. I got nearer. Then we became one, he and me, therefore I am he. And with divine molding, I began to see why I was a dragon and my purpose in life. He reveals to me. Now I understand why I am too much for any man. Life is a road, and I was born to be a rider. 10 toes down, a motherfucking fighter. I got history with demons that will vex you to get to me. So I'll hear the woes you drink away. I'll take it. I'll carry your pain. I'm built for this. I got history with demons that will vex you to get to me. I got a purpose, a calling on my life, G. I'm Red Dragon the Poet, and that's that piece.
I got a poem.
What's that?
You got a poem too? You got to wait a minute. You gonna recite poetry for us?
Yeah, I sure live. I'm gonna do it like this.
I'm scared.
I'd rather stand on my feet than live on my knees.
Who said that? That's your poem you wrote?
Yeah, I took that from somebody. I like it though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Okay. Listen, okay. Yeah, I've been telling y'all to hit the submit button. So hit the submit button.
And follow.
Okay. But wait, I got one more thing I need to say. Go Bengals!
Yay, Bengals! Fuck the Rams. I hope they lose.
It's Super Bowl weekend, y'all. It's Super Bowl weekend. Y'all see I got my Bengals jersey on again today.
Listen.
I wore it in the playoffs. I'm wearing it now.
I think it's gonna be an upset. I think the Bengals might win this game because they haven't been to the Super Bowl like this in since the 80s. So Stan Kroenke, the owner, has already made his money. He got his team there, and he got his team playing in the stadium where the Super Bowl will be held.
Yeah.
He made his money. So if the Rams do lose, it's because they wanted to make trillions of dollars off the underdog, and they set the stage for it.
Right. They still win if they lose. So fuck the Rams. Go Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Yay.
Go.
I won't be a part of that. I just want to watch the
game. Okay. Insane Rhetoric listeners, y'all know I'm not gonna watch the game. But go.
So Red Dragon, we finna get ready to get out of here and do our exit plan. So can you tell us where you can be found on social media?
Sure. I am Red Dragon the Poet, and you can find me on Instagram at Red Dragon the Poet. I am on Facebook, Red Dragon the Poet. And I do have my own website as a licensed contracted distributor for a health and wellness company called It Works. So you can also catch my products online at Yolanda Walker, YULANDAWALKER.itworks.com. Check me out, y'all. I'm slanging that healing for you, either verbally or through my products.
I got another question that I just let slide by. I wanted to kind of wait till the end. How the hell did you come up with the name the Red Dragon? Because I know for a fact that the Red Dragon is synonymous with a lot of negative connotation. I'm not going to point it out, but I'm just wanting to know.
It It is my Chinese zodiac sign. I was born under the year of the dragon. The red dragon with Chinese mythology is symbolizing of luck, good fortune. And it's always been my experience that I finesse anything that I put my hands on. So I'm blessed. I have a purpose, and red dragon suits me.
Oh, okay. Hey, that sounds good.
We're
That's
glad you
better
came on the show today, Miss Red Dragon, the
Thank
poet.
you. I'm glad you guys had me. I hope to be back.
because I thought she was the harlot that was in Revelations, the red dragon.
Well, like I said, this Johnny got power, baby. So yeah, I've been called a beast. I'll take that.
Well, at least the harlot was aware of her Yoni. I don't.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like, I hope the Antichrist ain't coming on our show because this is not
okay. Listen, y'all know y'all can. Okay. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Press the submit button.
Submit.
Not submit.
Subscribe. She thinking she doing subliminal thinking. Who you trying to submit to?
Y'all to all submit to Insane Rhetoric. All y'all need to submit to Insane Rhetoric.
Submit to Insane Rhetoric. Okay, listen. Y'all can hear us on multiple platforms. So including this one, YouTube Live on Saturday mornings. Y'all come on, wake up with us and have some fun, get your coffee, and sit down and listen to how we relate to the insanity in the world today and Insane Rhetoric. But listen, y'all, we in the United States. Yeah.
That's what
we are in like so many different countries. O to the L to the G.
Yeah, we in a lot.
Like y'all really shout out to Germany. I don't know why y'all like us so much.
Germany,
but y'all love us. So
Are y'all in the UK too?
Yep.
Yes. We're
shout out to the UK, all right? Because I got fam from the UK. Yeah.
Okay. Now listen. So y'all listen to us mostly on Spotify, but y'all listen on Amazon Music. Y'all listen on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Y'all listening on Facebook now, so okay. iHeartRadio. Listen, we're on pretty much every podcast platform, Podbean, Stitcher, like iHeartRadio.
Don't forget Radio Republic. We on them too.
We on Radio Public.
We on everybody.
I'll tell just listen to us, but y'all need to hit the follow button.
Yeah. I am so glad to be a part of Black History in the Making, y'all. This has really been a dope experience.
So
I don't care about Black History because it's February.
It's Black History in the Making that such a small, humble beginning can reach as far across the pond as you all
it into existence.
That's Black History. That's what you're doing.
That's
Black.
Shabba-dabba-doo. Y'all like the way I speak in tongues?
You stupid. You ain't gonna get me in trouble.
Okay. Don't call me with that mess. Don't email me because I was gonna tell you go sit down. Okay.
He's a heathen.
Okay, y'all. So listen, y'all. Okay. Like we always say, y'all remember to enjoy the ride. That is Insane Rhetoric.
Insane Rhetoric, y'all. Yes.
Okay, y'all. We out though.
We out. Thank you.
Y'all. See y'all next time. Hey, we're gonna be on rebroadcast Monday, so you can hear us on the regular YouTube, on the regular podcast platform. This will be rebroadcast on Monday. So just the audio though. If you want to see the video, you just got to keep coming into YouTube.
Right.
There you go. When you wake up later on, check us out, y'all.
All right. Bye, y'all. Peace, love, and whatever. Because we can't say soul because that's Soul Train.
Why can't you?
I'm going to go.